Breaking news on your Central Coast news source.
We're starting with some breaking news tonight. Two separate shootings in Salinas just minutes apart. Right now, we are learning tonight that one man has died. The Monterey County Sheriff's Office says a man in his 20s was shot multiple times on the 16,000 block of El Rancho Way. He was taken to a hospital where he later died. We don't have any information about a suspect in that shooting. And police say a 35-year-old man was shot multiple times on the 300 block of North Main Street. He is expected to survive. Salinas police say the suspect is a black man last seen wearing a hooded jacket. Authorities don't believe that these shootings are related. Dozens of protesters marching in Seaside tonight, upset about the recent deaths of two black men killed in officer-involved shootings and urging for unity. Thanks for being with us. I'm Spencer Washburn.
And I'm Amanda Gomez. Let's go straight to KION's Monica Hawkes now, who's been following this story all night.
Yeah, guys, it was a peaceful protest. About 100 people showed up, even several Seaside police officers. An unexpected ending to a Black Lives Matter rally on Fremont Street. Protesters and Seaside police officers embracing in solidarity.
I don't think we had a bad word said to us.
Officers say they wanted to show their support for the community that's clearly upset after two black men were killed in two separate shootings in Minnesota and Louisiana.
I came out here to support the Black Lives Matter because I believe it does matter. All lives do.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Protesters peacefully marched, holding signs and waving American flags. Many people even brought their kids.
We were learning about how to do respect.
They wanted to come and show their support and their signs and their shirts, just showing that we're all here and we care.
Officers were out monitoring the protest, and the Monterey County Sheriff's Office had deputies on standby in case it got rowdy. But this crowd... Now, the event was not officially affiliated with the Black Lives Matter network. These were just supporters of the group's message. Monica Hawkes, KION, your Central Coast news source.
Monica, thank you. A plea for peace from the son of Alton Sterling today, one of the men killed by an officer. He spoke asking for calm. 15-year-old Cameron Sterling stood outside the Baton Rouge, Louisiana convenience store where his father was shot and killed by officers. An investigation in that case is pending. He says the shooting should unite people, not divide them. Cameron called for protesters to be calm.
I feel that everyone, yes, you can protest, but I want everyone to protest the right way. Protest in peace, not guns, not drugs, not alcohol, not violence. Everyone needs to protest in the right way.
Cameron also thanked those who've supported his family through this difficult time. Another officer-involved shooting is getting attention in Fresno. Today, Fresno police released this body cam video showing the shooting death of 19-year-old Dylan Noble last month. Officers say Noble repeatedly ignored commands and made threatening gestures towards them. An investigation is trying to determine if the officers involved broke any laws.
And I want you to know this, and this is my promise to the community. I promise you, I'm going to make the right decision. The right decision for the officers, the right decision for this community. One that is not based on political expediency.
Noble's family is planning to sue the city. The police chief says he's asked the FBI to conduct its own independent investigation.
Thousands from across the country made their way to Dallas, where funerals were held for 3 of 5 police officers killed in the line of duty. One of the officers laid to rest was Dallas Rapid Transit Police Officer Brent Thompson. The 43-year-old former Marine and father of 6 was married just a few weeks ago to a fellow officer. At least 3,000 people packed the church for Officer Thompson's funeral.
Tonight we say our final goodbye, Daddy. We love you. Be safe.
Brent was a fighter, warrior, hero, and quite the scrapper.
It could have been any of us. And, you know, they ran towards the sound of gunfire and did their part to defend freedom. So it's the least we can do to be here.
A funeral mass was held at the same time for Sergeant Michael Smith. The father of 2 was a 14-year veteran of the Dallas Police Department. Funerals for the 2 other officers are set for later in the week. 2 guns stolen from Salinas police are off the streets tonight and 19 people arrested. It was all part of an investigation that went on for several months that also turned up drugs and cash. More than 100 car break-ins were reported in Toro Park and Las Palmas areas in early spring. Monterey County deputies served 10 search warrants and conducted a number of parole and probation checks. That's when they found the Salinas police chief's rifle. They aren't saying where or how they found it. At this point, there's no indication the chief's gun was used in any crimes.
We are very confident that rifle has not been used in any crimes locally, just because of the caliber of the rifle has not been recovered. No casings have been recovered at any crime scenes.
There is still a 3rd Salinas police officer's gun on the streets. Investigators say they're following leads on that one, and in light of everything, the police department is also looking at its gun policy. And the suspect accused of stealing Chief McMillan's gun is set to have his preliminary hearing on August 11th. It was originally set for late June.
Donald Trump says he'll announce his vice president pick Friday morning in New York City, and there's speculation about his choice. Today, the GOP presumptive nominee spent the day in Indianapolis talking with potential running mates. Those include Indiana Governor Mike Pence, former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich, and Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions, the first senator to endorse him. Trump also spoke with New Jersey Governor Chris Christie by phone.
I'm narrowing it down. I mean, I'm at 3, potentially 4. But in my own mind, I probably am thinking about 2.
On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton talked about race relations and unity at the old State House in Springfield, Illinois. That's where Abraham Lincoln delivered his famous House Divided speech. She says the nation needs a president who can bring people together, and Trump is not the right person.
Hundreds of people from all over the world are in Salinas for a unique event exploring problems and solutions in the agricultural industry. This is the 2nd time Salinas is hosting the Forbes Ag Tech Summit. Through tours, live demos, and discussions, ag leaders and investors are exploring everything from food scarcity to biological revolutions. Event coordinators tell us ag startups and innovation is the focus this year.
This is really all about where the Salinas and Silicon Valleys meet, and we're shining a spotlight on the amazing amount of innovation taking place.
The summit continues tomorrow, including panel discussions about life after water and reinventing Salinas. And a special guest at this year's summit, California Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom. He says his interest this year is both personal and professional as the chair of the State Lands Commission. He says Salinas is a unique area for agriculture and an important one for our state.
You can't talk about the importance of the state of California without talking about the importance of agriculture. At the same time, we're the innovation capital of the world. I know it's the 2nd annual conference, but this is the type of collaboration that needs to take place and is uniquely afforded here because of proximity and human capital. We have the ability to do something special in this region.
Newsom says he hopes to see more collaboration between agriculture and technology in the future. A local ag company is making a big push for affordable housing.
Today, Tanamura and Atoll opened a 100-unit apartment complex on its property. KION's Paul Dudley tells us what it means for migrant workers.
Open and ready for living, the ag company Tanamura and Atoll says it's now providing affordable housing for their workers.
Pues estoy contento. I'm very happy with the new apartment.
Edian Guzman got a chance to move into the 100-room complex in Spreckles early. He says it's a big change from what he had before.
Pues la comparación es grande aquí. In comparison, it's a big difference. We have everything we need in this apartment.
The grand opening of the privately funded complex comes after the company experienced a shortage of labor workers in 2015.
And we actually had some of our early crops last year went unharvested, and we recognized that we had an issue here.
The facility offers shared living apartments for up to 800 of their domestic workers.
Our labor is the most critical thing we have here, and we have to, recognize that they're a valued part of it, and we're investing in our workforce.
The average cost of a single room is $500 a month and goes down from there.
If you want to pay less, you go in a higher occupancy room, and if you want to pay more, you can have the room all to yourself.
Jody Nunes with the Monterey Bay Economic Partnership says that's a deal compared to the average cost of rent.
Oh goodness, it's a fraction of the cost of housing in Monterey County.
And although there's been some controversy surrounding the project over issues like safety and extra traffic, Nunes says workers will have a better and safer living condition.
800 people that would normally not live here that are traveling through do not have to be stuffed into garages or inadequate conditions.
This project isn't the first of its kind. In Soledad, we recently saw a similar project where at least 100 workers can live. But 5th District Monterey County Supervisor Dave Potter says more needs to be done.
There's a lot that needs to be done, but I think when we look at the private sector, we realize they can get it done quicker.
And the project is something that Guzman says might encourage more workers to come to the Salad Bowl.
Sí, correcto.
Yeah, I believe they will come and look for apartments here.
Nearly half of that complex is filled now, and many others will have a chance to move in August. King City leaders decided to put a medical marijuana tax measure on the November ballot. If passed by voters, that measure would allow the city to tax medical marijuana cultivators, manufacturers, and nurseries. Right now, there are no medical pot companies in King City, but the city manager says several have expressed interest.
Bike thefts in Santa Cruz don't seem to be easing up. Police say so far this year, 155 bikes have been stolen. The department is now launching its new online bike registration system for residents and bike shops. It's free. Just go to cityofsantacruz.com and click on register your bike. Police are hoping it will allow more stolen bikes to be found. We're hitting the road tomorrow. Central Coasting live from the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. We'll be bringing you stories about the area, including what it's doing to bring in foreign tourists and a look inside the boardwalk. Remember to watch us live during our 5 and 6 p.m. newscasts.
Maybe we'll have some food. Maybe we'll go on some rides. Who knows what might happen?
I hope so.
A lot of fun to be had out there. Dan's got your forecast coming up next. Plus 18 looking to fly around the world and take a world record. It's stopping Hollister today.
And later, Texas sees its first case of a baby born with microcephaly. What health officials are saying.